Well, for me personally, I'm going to tell you, silver's more than an investment. It's actually a point of honor. And I'm not pushing snake oil or anything like that in any manner whatsoever. But I do want to point out that there are many that have been doing this. I know there's a couple people that actually think I'm associated with some kind of bullion dealer or selling silver. Hell no. Hell no. And, I don't work for any of those yo-yos, man. Period. Actually, my opinion on silver, it's like old school, old hardcore money. Now, I want to counteract some of the guys out there that are actually pushing, and females or whatever they are, that are pushing this snake oil stuff about the collapse of the American dollar, the elite are all going to get fried. Oh, bullshit. They are not going to get, some of them might, but they usually got to worry more about their own kind than they got to worry about regular people, because they're actually in a very competitive arena. And what happens is that, the sharks will freaking bite the sharks in the tail quicker than anything. The minnows ain't going to really affect them. What's going on is, you got a lot of people, I don't want to even mention names, but you got people out there selling DVDs, posed as pastors, selling you snake oil that they know the elite and they know what's coming up. And, I'm going to tell you right now, that is nothing but a financial advisory business with the big capital letters, business, for profit, being under the charter of a 5013C nonprofit, because it's guised as religion. This is one beef I have with these holy roller yo-yos, because I think we ought to all be them. Anybody has a body shop, a mechanic shop, does framing, does roofing, does driveways, does electrical work, does plumbing, whatever, man, reupholstery on couches, you name it, painting. You should all be 5013Cs, and to hell with this crap, And, the other thing is, all these people do is talk. I don't like this. Sometimes, I do sometimes like putting these videos out up to a point, but I don't want to do too many of these type of videos, because I'm really counteracting a lot of snake oil out there. But let me put it this way. Silver is the edged swords, man. It's the syringe. Now, if you really got down hardcore, but see, nobody's going to do that, because everybody wants to sit on their ass and basically say, hey, it's going to be on autopilot. How do we stop the elite? The elite are all they're getting in trouble because of the derivatives and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, you know what? If the derivatives blow up, they have other freaking backstops, because first off, they own the farmland, they own the real estate, they can print money in other ways to create new, if that blows up, say even, first off, the ace in the hole, even for the United States, is the U.S. military. Right there. Right there. And you say evil, whatever, but they're all evil. It just, that seems like the U.S. has got more power, right? I mean, on the top, they're all evil. You don't even think that it's just the U.S. elite or the bad guys or something, Look at Vladimir Putin, for crying out loud. People will never believe it anyway, but, it's like, who killed Boris Nemtsov? I say it was Vlad, man. Who the hell else, man? Who the hell else? I think I'm going to investigate it. Yeah, right, buddy, man. You're so full of it. But, what I'm going to tell you right now, if everybody was really, really hardcore nuts and bolts, the problem is, if you had a few people doing this, it wouldn't be enough. They get clobbered. It's almost like if you were taking a hill. If we all got together, we took the hill. And they said, pull back. Pull back. And, most of them pulled back. And a few of them diehard said, I'm staying here. I don't give a damn what they say. They'll just get slaughtered by the enemy. So the people that actually try to freaking really buck the system, since they're so few in numbers, or actually not try to buck the system, but make the system back the way it should be, with silver as money and hardcore entrepreneur, laissez-faire capitalism, people that are actually skilled tradesmen. They try to actually bring the system back to that where there's a strong middle class. They're so few in number, they get slaughtered by everybody else. They get slaughtered by the enemy. That's the problem, man, because actually it's going to take a lot of work by a lot of people. But once that happens, hey, we're home free. We're home free. Guys, we don't really need the elite. The elite lead us. Think about it. What do you think those people in these offices would, that are freaking looking at their screens and are up there in their air-conditioned office and skyscrapers and stuff like that, what do you think they can really do? They need us. You know what I mean? I'm one of them, really, but it's like I'm not one of them. I never really was one of them because my heart was never into that shit. And I'm going to tell you right now, the situation is like the people that are in the silver are almost like this woman in the woods, man, in the snow. It's like they're the minority, man. They're walking through the freaking trees. They're walking through the labyrinth, and they're wondering where the situation's going to lead them. But, I always put it this way. It's a point of honor. That's what I look at it, man. That's really, it's like, I don't really give it, it's like a point of honor. I'll keep the crap till I know it's freaking really, I think it's really high and it's going to buy me something else that is very valuable and is also a capital asset. It's a point of honor, man. That's really what it is. Now, I do recognize that even from school and economics and college and all that, they define money as a guise. It's just a medium of exchange. And that could be true. Anything can function as money. U.S. dollars legal tender in the United States is needed for your taxes and all your regulatory fees on agencies and things like that. They don't accept silver, right? But I realize, silver can also be a store of wealth. But a lot of things could be a store of wealth, too. But silver's convenient. It's got a lot of damn good things about it in a lot of different ways. Now, I know this, though. The P&L's, profit and loss statements on the mining companies, and I'm talking, I know they mine copper and they mine other things with it. They're losing their ass, man. They're hanging on. They're going bare bones freaking budgets to try to keep operating expenses as low as possible to keep their doors open because they're hoping for higher prices. These prices are artificially low. Part of it is all the commodities, except for maybe food due to weather-related reasons, are getting slaughtered by basically Wall Street, man. Wall Street's the one that's doing it. Wall Street's the one that's slamming it down. They got the magic ingredients to do so. And, if this was the pastor right here, I would listen. But, I ain't listening to any of these crusty yo-yos out there anymore because, I never did, to tell you the truth. But it's amazing they're still around there freaking pushing their freaking snake oil. If you're going to actually tell you something, I'd rather see a chick like this be the pastor, man. You can tell me anything you want, I'll listen to you because, you're crazy and hot. But it's like, I don't understand what the big attraction is to some of these yo-yo snake oil salesmen out there on the internet that are pushing DVDs for $95 a pop. They don't know anything. They're full of it. And what they really got there is a tax-free business. That's all it is. Now, I'm the only, if you think I'm working for the freaking guys like they're pushing the freaking bullion and stuff, hey, I'm the one that told you that Sprott and Morgan sold right at the exact height. And, David Morgan said he got lucky on April 28th, 2011. You got lucky? Lucky, huh? It's pretty damn lucky, man. Thursday, April 28th, 2011. That's when I sold. I got lucky. Oh, yeah, man, sure. Tell me another one, man. I don't know. Maybe you did get lucky, okay? That's really, 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 really lucky, okay? But in the meantime, the consensus was it's going to bust through 50, right? Remember that shit. Am I working for these guys? Hell no. You got this little 19-year-old yo-yo on there, Finance Liberty or some crap. What the hell does he know? He's got all these interviews with all these people. What the hell? Where the hell do you get these people from, man? They're getting paid by somebody. I'm just doing videos. I'm not drinking a Kool-Aid, man. Maybe I'm drinking a Starbucks double shot vanilla light, but that keeps me more energy, right? It keeps my brain fried, going faster. But the thing is, I ain't getting paid by these guys, man, to push silver. To me, it's a point of honor. But, if everybody really was hardcore, old school, oh, man, it wouldn't even matter. There's another fact, in other words, like you're saying, hey, man, I'm buying from you. I'm going to buy some engine parts. I'm going to buy some lumber from you over here. I'm going to buy some food from the farmer guy over here. We're using silver only. What the hell would happen to the freaking system that's in place? That's the evil system. Let's call it that way. That should be the real system. That's the real American system. What I just said. You buy the crops from the farmer. They grow it organically. You go buy your lumber from the freaking, over there. You buy metal parts from a person that knows how to make that stuff. You buy mechanical parts from, the scrapyard or whatever the hell it is. And, hey, you barter, you trade, and you use silver for money. If everybody was doing that, and you think about it, what do we really need? We can make everything we need. But you know what's going on? We got a bunch of pencil-pushing yo-yos in these offices, and they buy everything made in China. That crap ain't going to last. In some ways, Peter Schiff is right about that deal. That is not going to last forever. But the thing is, it's probably going to continue for a number of years, for quite a while, before that freaking even changes. It's probably got a long way to go, because even so, we still got some stuff in the United States that we manufacture here. It's like not all manufacturing has been taken out of the United States. So the situation can continue for a lot of years, baby. And the U.S. dollar ain't going to zero. That's bullshit. No way in hell. Don't tell, the last people that are to get in trouble are the elite. Even if the big financial institutions and stuff go under, like J.P. Morgan or whatever, Goldman Sachs say they got in trouble, the guys that ran it, they're going to walk off with all the money. If they go under, guess who's going to go under? The little guys that invested in it. The elite aren't going under. They'll be out of it. They'll be the first ones to know what's going on. They'll be out of there. They'll have all their freaking personal wealth security. It'll just recreate something else. The ones who lose out are the ones that invested over there. If that happens. So don't let any snake oil salesman tell you anything like otherwise, because I'm going to tell you right now, the elite are not stupid. Why the hell do you think they got in that position? It's almost like a definition. How do you get to that 1% of 1%? I mean, if that 1% of 1% is out of there and they're gone, there's a new 1% of 1%. The real problem actually is wealth disparity. That's really what it is. And we get more and more wealth disparity in the United States as time goes by, but it's been worse before. It's actually been worse in the 20s. And it's a hell of a lot worse than Russia. That's what gets me about, people getting behind Putin. Oh, my God. I mean, really, come on. They got more wealth disparity over there than any place, man. The outlying areas over in Russia, like in, not just Siberia, what is that? Way over in the eastern Russia where it's super cold, where they get most of the diamonds and oil from and stuff. You know what? Those people that actually extract all those minerals and all those precious gems and things and resources, they don't get the money. The oligarchs get it. It's run by the freaking Russian state-run mafia, man. I don't know why people are freaking glorifying that crap and saying it's against the New World Order. There is no, the New World Order it's just like a loose connection of a bunch of greedy bastards. That's all it is. That's what it is, man. But the only way to take back your piece is we got to cooperate with each other. I like silver because it's a point of honor. I think it's still going to go up, though, because of tensions in the Middle East. And I put this out before. The snake oil guy ain't going to tell you this. Now, I'm going to tell you this, man. A lot of people, not a lot of people. Well, you probably noticed that I tend to not bring up stuff about Israel. I know there's stuff they do that I don't like, okay? I don't bring it up. You know why I don't bring it up? Because people jump all over that like a bunch of pack of rabid animals. It's like I can't even have a rational discussion about the shit because, I'm glad I'm not Jewish, I'll tell you the truth. You know why? Because I'm beginning to see what the hell the problem is they got, because it's like it's like one little thing. If somebody Jewish does something, it's like the whole planet freaking jumps all over them for bullshit. That's how I see it. I'm gonna tell you one thing: if they were paying me to say this shit, I got a rebellious nature. I'd be screwing them up. They don't pay me to say this shit. It's me, my own free will, period. Nobody's freaking telling me to say anything good about Jewish people or to lay off on them or anything like that. Because I realize there's plenty of stuff on the internet as it is, man. The whole internet is rife with freaking crap that the Jewish people are freaking all behind the New World Order. And that ain't true, man. Flat ain't Jewish. And his oligarchs are not Jewish for the most part. Actually, he slammed most of the ones that were Jewish. He grabbed the money for himself and stole it from them. Even if those other guys stole it in the first place from other people, and they were crooks. But, hey, the lad was a bigger crook himself. The Chinese elite, they're not Jewish. Look what the hell they do. Look what goes on in North Korea. You think that's Jewish? Nah. Nah, come on. You know, what's going on in the Saudi royal family? They definitely aren't Jewish. Yeah, maybe they got ties with Israel or something, but, you know, what the hell, man? That doesn't mean anything because they're total opposite of, like, in faith and what they believe. And the Saudi family's corrupt as all hell. What's going on in Iran? Up there on the top, they're freaking corrupt as all. What's going on in Colombia with the drug cartels? I mean, for crying out loud, man. You know, that's why I don't mention nothing about Jews, because it's like, I would if they're paying me. Actually, if they're paying me, I probably would. They're not paying me, because it's all my own free will. But I lay off them because there's too many people on the internet ready to jump all over them. And there's already plenty of stuff. You want to hear anti-Semitic junk on the internet? It's all over the place, and it's easy to find, man. You know? Listen to that other freaking yo-yo with the big giant cross. What's his name? Brother Nathaniel. He's another freaking yo-yo. I don't know what the deal is with that guy. Another crackpot. Bad as Lindsey Williams, except in a different way. But they're all out to just make money off of drama and shit. But, you know, I look at silver, it's like a point of honor, man. Grit your teeth and hold it, baby. Hold it forever. Until it goes up. Not forever, but when it goes up high enough where you got other big ticket items that drop in price. Because a good example was back in the late 70s, we had the thing called stagflation. Like silver went up in, I think, 75 or 74, and then it really went up in 79, along with palladium, platinum, all the commodities, oil, and gold, right? But, you know, if you went on a car lot, man, they were giving away, like, trucks for, like, practically nothing, man. I remember seeing, like, a 79 leftover Dodge truck for, like, $4,200 or some crap, which was, I know, like, back then the prices were less, but they were even lower than that. Actually, I bought it. I wound up buying an 81 Power Ram with a slant 6 in it, four-wheel drive, W150. You know, because they were still actually they were still hurting at the dealers even a couple years later, even after gold and silver crashed, the prices crashed. But that's when you want to dump it. You don't want to keep it forever. But right now you do want to just grit your teeth and hold on. You know, the thing is, the situation is, it's been bouncing up and down, and it's like, you know, sometimes it's getting close to that magic 18, and it's going down. I know I got quite a bit of palladium. Actually, I bought it like 200 or less. But it's not really doing anything. It's just holding itself. It's holding okay. But I expect palladium to go way the hell up due to the Russian tensions. But the whole key actually is this damn crude oil. With crude oil being this low, that actually affects all your commodities across the board. And really, I think crude oil is going to stay low quite a long time, for as long as possible. The only curveball I could see, really, there's two curveballs, I'll tell you what they are, but they're going to try to keep it as low as possible to punish Russia because, well, not Russia per se, but Putin. Because even now, he's not playing ball exactly with the Western elite, and maybe that's the game. I don't know. Because I really don't know what the hell's going on, everything behind the scenes. But the thing is, he's another egomaniac, freaking elitist himself, just of a different flavor. But I think they're keeping his prices low due to Putin, and it's affecting all their commodities too. But the thing is, the P&Ls on the mining, the P&L profit and loss statements, you know, the net income statements, they're doing shit. They're really, really losing money. I don't know how long they can stay in business doing this crap. It's going to actually, even this oil stuff, a lot of the experts are telling you this is creating a squeeze in the oil because there's no production reserve anymore because nobody's looking for new oil exploration at this. You know, somebody's got to put out there a pro forma and return on investment, you know, like those spreadsheets, whatever the hell I used to do. You know, how you're going to make the money and when the return's going to come in later and how you're going to repay the loans for exploring new commodities or getting a mine going or new oil wells going. They're not going to do it at this price. So what's happening is you're actually having less and less production reserves. And it can lead to a squeeze. What could actually lead to the squeeze is a problem, I think, would be with I think the curveball too, besides the Middle East, where you got the problems with the Saudi family seeing internal problems since the king died. The Saudi family actually has. I mean, this is major media stuff. This isn't elitist inside shit, but not too many people say it. The Saudi family's actually having internal strife due to when the king died. There was factions of the Saudi family that were suppressed. And what happened after the king died, I heard that when the king died that there would be problems and the Middle East would eventually blow up due to internal strife in Saudi Arabia amongst the royal family. And I figured it was going to take months because it looked like business as usual the day after the king died. But 2 days later, the Huffington Post said that there was basically like a palace coup going on. And also Germany said they won't export weapons to Saudi after the king died because they figure it's too unstable. Then on top of it, you got the revolution happened in Yemen. The Marines had to freaking evacuate the embassy. Iran's got more influence in Yemen by far. And, the Shiite and Sunni divide, which is, between Iran and Saudi, right? So Saudi's got a problem on their southern border. They also got a problem on their northern border with ISIS, because ISIS actually killed the general in charge of their, the border defense with Iraq. So they're greatly freaking, putting up more and more defense. And I'm not giving you snake oil on this garbage. This is 100% legit facts. So you think about, really how's the oil price being kept down? It's due to production of oil from Saudi where it's cheap. Hey, man, if there's a major conflict over there, kiss those prices goodbye. And it would change overnight. And, that may be the deal. But the thing is, that would also profit Russia big time. I'm not anti-American, man. I'm like, to me, if I had to take a choice between Russia, actually I kind of like the Russian people in a way because they're crazy mofos, man. I kind of like them. Actually, to tell you the truth, a lot of these Eastern Europeans and Russians, they make some pretty damn good U.S. citizens. Because they actually conscientiously follow the crap that we're supposed to be doing over here as Americans, and a lot of people just don't do it. They actually do. I'm just not somebody that worships the freaking, Putin elite and whatever the hell it is, and all the crap he did into Sochi games and how they freaking wasted billions of dollars, as Boris Nemtsov has repeatedly said. They ain't got money for nothing, but they got plenty of money to waste on freaking, Sochi games and, poisoning people and stuff like that and blowing up Ukraine. Actually, you think, maybe it's going to be unpopular, but I'm going to tell you right now, there's been social media out there that showed that military, artillery was coming from Russia proper being shot into Ukraine's territory. Right off social media. Not talking like CIA stuff. Social media. Putin's directly involved in freaking backing us. There's no freaking rebels and separatists over there, man. You know what that is? That's Russia, Dan. Russia looking for its old USSR. So, that's partly why the prices of oil are going down, but I don't think that's going to break Putin, to tell you the truth, man. So, we got a long way. We might have a long wait on this unless something really crazy happens in the Middle East. And that is what I'm really wondering about, because Obama's policies in the Middle East have been so screwed up that he's allowed ISIS to get strong. He's allowed Iraq to destabilize. His big political, feather in his cap was what he did with Yemen. And look what happened in Yemen. It all got reversed. So the situation is pretty grave in the Middle East. But you see, when it happens, it's going to happen all at once. And if Saudi has, you know what? You don't need to have a major conflict. All you got to do is have some of those oil refineries in Saudi get blown up. Price of oil flies through the freaking roof because there's no reserve anymore. You know what that's going to do to gold and silver? Gold's going to start going way the hell up. This has always been the freaking thing. Actually, you look at silver and gold, even in 79. What the hell did we have in 79 besides stag inflation? We had the problem with the the Iranian hostage crisis, which lasted, hundreds of days, whatever the hell it was, right? So anyway, just listen to, don't listen to pastors, listen to crazy chicks with tattoos, because crazy chicks with tattoos got more brains than pastors, and are more honest, and they're in with the right frequencies and vibrations of the universes. The pastors are out there just looking for funny money, greenbacks. Buy my DVD. So I just leave you with that thought. And I would be more critical of, what's going. I don't really want to be too critical of that, because like Israel, I tell you the truth, man. I don't know. I used to look at that stuff with what Israel did wrong and stuff. Then I started looking at what the other guys do wrong. And I say, man, I don't know, man. I got to side with Israel. And people don't like that, but they're not paying me to tell you that. If I was on some Israeli agency's payroll, if I really was, I'd be so rebellious they wouldn't want me on there. It's on my own free will. I'm telling you that right now. You might not like that, but these other guys, though, like Alex Jones and Gerald Celente and Mike Rivero, or whatever the hell it is, they won't mention it. Maybe they are being influenced by money to not tell you something. But in my case, it's just how I think. I'm being blatantly honest about that. Because, if somebody tries to tell me to do something, usually I get very rebellious and I do the opposite. So, they're not telling me what to do. I tell you that right now. And those silver yo-yos are paying me to make these videos or nothing like that. I'm not associated with any freaking bullion dealers or none of that garbage, If anything, actually, I'm not associated with anybody. The only thing I tell people to do on here is what I personally thought was the best decision for myself. If it's on health or whatever the hell it is, frequency generators, it's stuff I tried, I think is the best deal, and I try to research the hell out of something, and I try to get the most value, keyword value, for the money. So, right now, silver's a good value, so don't sell it. But don't be afraid to sell it when they tell you the dollar's going to zero. 100 years from now, the dollar could be zero. But 10 years from now, I don't doubt it. 5 years? No, definitely not. So, especially when they're selling you DVDs for dollars. Give me a break, man. Anyway, chill out. Have a vanilla light. It's not a commercial for Starbucks double shot, but that stuff's too bad, man. I always like coffee. I make espresso all the time, man. The good stuff with the vanilla in it. Anyway, over and out. So keep the faith. And I always said silver's more like a point of honor, but it is a smart investment too.